Good morning and welcome to Bricolage with Paint Girly. I'm Paint Girly, aka Lori, and this is my channel. And welcome to all those who will be here with me live this morning. And welcome also to my replayers. I appreciate you so very much. And today we're going to make fabric paper. So I'm just going to muddle through a few napkins that I have here while I wait for some of my guests to arrive. I don't know that I'm going to use what I have pulled out. Just trying to get maybe, excuse me, I just have had a little frog in it. Good morning, Candy. A little frog in my throat all morning. And of course, right before you go live, it always seems to, get a little worse. So excuse me, I'm trying to clear my throat. I have my water here. You dig through your stuff, you forget what you have. I forgot I had these Jane Davenport napkins, which are just really quite yummy, I have to say. And I know I have a couple of different ones, but I guess this is hers too. Sandra would know, but aren't these cute with the little splashes? The little like puddly drips? I love those. Of course, the coloring is very different from what I normally work with. But different's good. Different's good. How are you doing this morning, Candy? Good morning, Kathy. Dar, good morning. I was thinking about black and white. Now, these kids don't have black and white. These kids, how cute are these kids? Ugh. I was thinking black and white might be a cool way to go. Of course, this has got black and red and tan. Now, I see some more folks are coming in. Who in chat has something like this in their stash? A bag of napkin bits. I'll bet you most of us, if not all of us, do. Hey, good morning, Barbara. Things you just can't throw away. Besides the scrap paper, bits of fabric, bits of napkins. I say. All right, so here are some. I didn't look at this one. Oh, this one looks pretty. Oh, this one feels different. This one almost feels like cloth. That's kind of cool. Now, because my throat has been a little funny this morning, now my nose is running. Get my nose running. But it is a beautiful day here. I was singing Hello 1956. Must have been one of those napkins, maybe. I was singing Oh, What a Beautiful Morning. It's gorgeous here. It's very cold, but it's very pretty out. Very hot. I mean, very sunny. Look at this. I didn't know I had that. And it's just the one panel, so I'm thinking I bought that at the market. Because I think I remember Keisha only had so many, and a lot of us wanted one. So she whacked them up so we all could have one. I think it was the same with this one. Lemons. I've got myself some lemons. Oh, here's another little kid. Good morning, Gayle. All right, so here's the deal. You know how on YouTube different things will pop up and you can watch them. And I'm assuming, I'm not really a techie person. I'm assuming that's because of the algorithm, and it follows things that you watch, and so then it pushes in front of you um, videos that they feel you would be interested in because of choices that you've made in the past. And so a little reel video, no, I guess it was a video because I could click on it, came up about making fabric paper. So of course I thought that was interesting, so I clicked on it, and it took me to the channel of a gal by the name of Kari Mixed Media Art. Kari's Mixed Media Art. Now, she spells her name Kari, which to me would be Kari, but she introduces herself as Kari. Sounds like she's from the UK, and about 11 months ago, she did a video on making fabric paper. So I watched, and of course, I was immediately sucked in. So I started to prepare so I could share that with you this morning. So I wanted to have some samples done, and I was working on some of my prep work when I was chatting with Calico Kate last night, and Kathy said, I remember doing that years ago or something similar to that. She didn't remember the particulars, but she said it was quite a while ago with Gayle Agostinelli. No, I was practicing this. Gayle Agostinelli. Agostinelli. A lot of us are familiar with Gayle. Excuse me, I have to blow my nose. So I said, oh, really? So after we were done chatting, I went to Gayle's channel, and sure enough, Gayle had several videos that had something to do with fabric paper. Agostinelli. I won't remember it, but thank you, Gayle. And dad calling. Okay, Gayle. Oh, goodness. I hope my throat straightens out. So I watched Gayle's, and of course I had watched Kari's. And so they were both a little different in a couple of different ways, but basically the same idea. And so, like I said, originally I had watched Kari's, and I started to prepare according to what I saw on her channel. And I think I got a couple of things wrong. And now I'm going to move forward and hopefully get some things right. So basically what you do is you put down a piece of fabric and you saturate that with some kind of medium, some type of glue medium. And I'll talk more about that in a little bit. And then you take tissue paper, napkins, whatever you want, and you start really basically collaging it down on the fabric. Now, both ladies approached it a little bit differently, and I'll tell you those differences when we get there. But as I said, I originally just looked and saw Kari's video. And so these are the results of me watching Kari. Kari uses a PVC glue. Now, she has an accent, sounds like she's from somewhere in the UK. I didn't investigate that. And she mixed it with some water to loosen it up. And I'm pretty sure I got that wrong because her paper looked a lot more flexible than what mine is. So I think well, first of all, I used Elmer's Glue All because I think white glue is basically a PVC glue. So I had that, so I used it. But mine are very stiff. So this, and Kari used plain paper, plain fabric, like a piece of sheet. She used, I think, a piece of, she suggested sheeting. She suggested linen, and I believe she used cheesecloth. Good morning, Pam. Oh, thanks, Pam. And Pam, you have puppies. I'm so jealous. Ooh, lots of puppies. So I decided to try this piece of fabric that I had that kind of resembles ticking. And good morning, Cheryl. And I like this napkin, so I didn't take it apart. I just put it down as is. And I mean, it's fine, but it's a little stiffer. You could use it for a cover of a journal, but it's a little stiffer than what I thought hers looked like. But of course, I didn't know that until after it totally dried. See, it takes a while for this to dry, so you got to keep that in mind. So this is another one. Now, this one I used more of a, I wouldn't say it's linen, but you can see it's got a lot more texture in the fabric. And this is a portion of a napkin. So I did that one. This is one of the napkins I think Rachel Ray gave me. Good morning, Janice. Okay, she'll be back in a bit. These bunnies are just so cute. But again, see, mine are really stiff and not super flexible. And I believe it's because I didn't have enough water in my glue. So then when I watched Gayle, after talking with Calico Kate last night, now, like I said, Gayle has several videos that address the subject of making fabric paper. And she used Mod Podge, and she put a lot of water in hers. Hers, I could see, was really, really running. So after I did these pieces, my Elmer's glue all in my jar had gone down quite a bit. So this morning I dumped in some Mod Podge and I put a lot of water in here. A lot of water. Oh, you know what I didn't get? I didn't get paper towels again. Oh, dear. I shall have to take, oh, wait a minute, here's one. Here's one. So I could tell the Gayle's was really, really soupy, watery running. Thanks, Kathy. And so I've put both ladies in my description box for when this video, this live uploads. And I thank them both for their inspiration, really. So this is really, I don't know how I can get the cap for you to see. It's not really dripping. It's pretty running. All right, so I'm going this route this time because Gayle's looked really flexible. Kari's did too, but hers looked thicker to me, but it could be because her product was different at the start. And both women suggest you put down a piece of plastic of some kind because you're gluing it down. You want to be able to move it somewhere for it to dry, right? And you want to be able to peel it up and take it off to use it when you're finished working with it. So you want to keep that in mind as well. Now, when Kari approached her project, she really just put down some scraps of tissue paper, a couple different varieties and colors. She let hers dry first, and then she put on her napkins and tissue paper. So that's the direction I was going until I watched Gayle's video last night. So this is a piece that I had prepared, and I let it dry so then I could work with it this morning. But then when I watched Gayle, she worked on hers wet and just continued until she got it the way she liked it. Now, Kari, just as I said, put down, she might have had some wrapping paper and some tissue paper, and then she took paint, I believe acrylic paint, put it in a couple of spots, brushed that all around, and then let it dry, and then show you the finished product. And like I said, it looked fine, but it looked more flexible than mine. And she worked on top of, I think she had like a, looked like a disposable plastic tablecloth type of material that she worked on. Gayle, it looked like she had a sill pad of some kind. Good morning, Peggy. Looked like she had a sill pad of some kind, and she put a piece of plastic wrap down to protect her working surface, and then being able to move it to dry. And the other difference between the two ladies is Kari just put a couple of coats of paper, like tissue paper or whatever she wanted, to decorate her fabric, while Gayle really built up layers. Good morning, Kathleen. And wanted her fabric to have a little more body to it. And so she layered a lot of different things. And she kept saying things like, I've got so much in my stash. I need to start getting rid of some of this stuff. And this is a good way to use up some of my scraps. So this is very watery, but this really looks like more what Gayle used. So I'm hoping that once this dries, and of course, this won't dry during our stream, our live together. This will take several hours. Now I'm using, I was able to get a piece, a roll of transparency film at Goodwill. I had no idea what I would use it for, but that's what I'm using today underneath my fabric. I should have shown you that. Underneath my fabric that I can work on top of. I'll be able to pick it up and move it. It can dry on here, and I'll be able to peel it up when it's dry. So for those of you that have just come in, I've got a combo of some leftover Elmer's glue all in my jar. I added some Mod Podge and lots of water. And I'm just painting this all over the fabric. Now, this piece of fabric I picked up at Goodwill, and I believe it was just a cloth shower curtain. So I just tore it into, I guess this is probably like a 10 by 12 piece of fabric. And I'm wanting to possibly use it for, say, like a travel size journal. All right. Yeah, I think wrapping paper would be good. Now, just as a reminder, if there's something that you need for me to see and answer, if you put it in caps, that would be just so great. So great. And my mods will certainly help you with any questions you might have as well, because they're wonderful people. They do a great job. So I'm making this saturated. Now, Gayle recommended that you use up paper that you don't necessarily want to be your finished product. And look, I've got a big string under there. And think about what you want it to finish up as, and make sure you put that as your top layer. And she kept saying things like, I just want to build up my layers so my fabric paper has a little, okay, Gayle, great. Yeah, a lot of new arrivals. Yeah, it's wonderful. And make sure that you have whatever paper you want for whatever, project you're doing, have that be on the top. So you could certainly use the white backing of your napkins. If you're using napkins, she recommended using some of your pattern paper. So I have some of that here. And I am going to have some backing from actually, I think I do have some. And just start putting it down. book paper. The one thing that Gayle mentioned, which I appreciated her mentioning, was you want it to be flexible. That's, really kind of the idea. So if you use scrapbook paper, it's not going to be so flexible because that's, more like a cardstock. But some of your papers, you know how you can buy those scrapbooking tablets? I did this years ago when I first started scrapbooking and I didn't know what I was doing. I bought those tablets that were they're one-sided. They only have the design on one side, and you get like, 1,200 of them for a very low cost, and the paper's very thin. It's almost like computer paper. Something like that would work. Or as I mentioned, wrapping paper, that would work. I think you really want to keep your paper light. Now this jar that I'm using, it didn't do this yesterday, but seems like I'm picking up some stuff I had in the jar before, even though I thought I had it cleaned out very well. But that's okay. Now I'm going to take some book pages. I have some book pages here, so I'm going to tear some of that up and add that in. Now a lot of us, as I was saying when you were first, oh Lori, come on. When you were first arriving this morning, a lot of us have bags of leftover. Gail says, oh my gosh, that was so funny on a stream last week of Gail's. She was cracking herself up with glopping, nasty looking brown paint when she was jelly printing. No, I missed that one. She sounds like a really, really sweet lady. All right, so I don't want any straight edges. Now, I will say that Kari really kind of used some straight edges, and I didn't really notice that in her end product. It all seemed to blend together very well, and I'm not caring that this is upside down because this is not going to be my top layer. Malia's here. Hi, Malia. Good morning. So you're just really basically creating a collage. Let's see, what else do I have handy? I was thinking I might go lemons, but maybe I'll either do Jane Davenport or maybe something. I don't know why I've been kind of leaning towards pink, but I've got some of these pink napkins that are crazy shaped, like a fleur, like a little fleur. I don't know if this is, yeah, this is double. This might even be a rice napkin. I don't remember. I'm going to put this whole baby down. I think it is. Now, of course, you can make it as big or as small as you want according to, whatever size book cover you want to end up with. And I don't mind wrinkles, so I'm not really concerned about that. I did make my fabric a little larger than what I thought I might like to make my book cover. So it's a little bigger than I am really wanting. So Gail just, Randy Rabbit, good morning. Gail just kept layering until she got it to the place where she thought she wanted it to be. Now, obviously, she had done it before, and I just did what I did yesterday, and to me, it's a fail because my fabric paper is not as flexible as I wanted it to be. See, this is, now you might be asking yourself, what is she going to do with those hard, well, if we have time, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with those because I don't think I want to use them for a book cover. So let's see, what else do I have? I do have some tissue paper. And I'm going to put some of that down. So just like collage or any mixed media art, you're building layers that you might not really see. Hi, Tori. Tori, I haven't seen you in a while. How are you doing? Nice to see you. Welcome, welcome. Woo! You can, build your layers and have things underneath it. Might not necessarily be obvious to the naked eye when it's all said and done, but it does help to build. Oh, doing better. So that means you might have been ill. Oh my goodness. I hope that's not the case, but it's very nice to see you. And, I think the little crinklies kind of are nice. The other thing that Gayle did that was different from what Kari did. Now, like I said, if you weren't here, I have both ladies' information in their channels and the videos I watched in the description box for this live. So if you want to check those out after or sometime this coming week would be great. While Kari used plain fabric, Gayle used printed fabric. It was printed on one side and plain on the other. So I think pretty much you can use, what you have available or what you like. And like I said, the piece of fabric that I'm working on right now is an old fabric sheet I got from Goodwill. I mean shower curtain, not sheet. Now, Pam might know this. I asked Kathy, and we were both of the same opinion. When Kari said you could use a piece of sheeting, I think she just really meant, an old sheet. But I don't know if there's a specific fabric that you call sheeting. No clue. No idea. So I think I want to fill in all these empty spaces with a little bit of something. And of course, after this dries and I see how it looks, I'll have more of an idea of what maybe Gayle was talking about as far as building it up and making it a little, because see, mine aren't flimsy. Mine are solid because I think I had my glue so thick. I have, Randy, a piece of transparency film as a protection layer for my surface. And once my project dries, I can peel it off of that. Then I have a piece of shower curtain cotton fabric. And then I started to put down the pieces of pattern paper. I've got a pink rice paper napkin and some book pages and then some tissue paper so far. Well, good question, Cheryl. I did the smaller pieces, and on some of these I used my heat tool to speed it up so I could see what was what, but really overnight. And I let my surface dry before I put those napkins on because that's how Kari did it. Okay, Barbara, have a great day. Thanks for popping in. But the way Gayle does it, she's layering and layering and layering. So I just keep painting on the papers and such. And so it's going to take a good long while for it to dry. Now, if it were a summer day and I put it out in the sun, I think it would dry fairly quickly. Would be my guess. And if you had a radiator, like, I guess I shouldn't suggest this. You have to watch it if you put it on something like that. But one of them, after I dried it a little bit, you're welcome, I put it on my keyboard of my laptop, and the heat from that dried it a little more quickly. But then again, I really only put that on there after it was partially dried, and I really only had the one layer. Okay, so I'm going to stop with this layer, and now I'm going to put on the layer that I want to use as my cover. Okay, so let's go with flowers. Flowers, I think, are always good. Now, I didn't take my backing off of my napkin, which I'm going to do that now. And after I do this one, I'm going to do a second one, and then I'm going to dig into my scrap bag of napkins. Hey, Kathy Arbor. Good morning, good morning. Now, see, if you don't have any tissue paper, you don't have any sewing patterns, that's okay. If you have some napkins that you're going to use, you can use this as your surface before you start putting your napkins on your backing. Now, I'm just going to tear this in pieces and just start putting it around. And you know, you could get all fiddly with it and if you have the space, you know, go to a paintbrush or something with water and, you know, get your edges so they're not straight if that matters to you. But I'm just tearing it. I'm just tearing it. And this is going to be cut down to probably a travel size. Type of journal. But I don't really know because I never did it before, and I'm not really sure, but I'm thinking that's how I might like to use it. Or if you make a really small one, you could probably use it as a little tuck-in journal. You know, for a bigger journal. Now, of course, you could lay your napkin down as it was, all in one piece, if that's how you wanted it to look. Right? And I was saying to Kathy, it would be great if you could do it. You know, sometimes you use pattern paper, scrapbook paper, to make a journal, and you want that on your cover, but you might not want to just glue down the scrapbook paper. So something like this to me would be great, but I wouldn't want that heavy paper. That's one thing that Gayle mentioned, maybe not wanting that heavy paper. And so I tried earlier this morning to peel apart some scrapbook paper, and it didn't go particularly well. I think because I started out with the whole 12 by 12. I think if I cut that down into little sections and worked with it, I could get enough of it peeled apart where you could lay down portions and have your cover really work with your inside. See, now this one, I laid the napkin down all in one piece. So you can do like most of our mixed media projects and art. Do what you like. Do what you like. Now, it's just easier to me sometimes to keep the straight edges with the straight edges. And then I'm thinking you could stitch pages in, maybe not with your sewing machine, but you could certainly pop holes and, you know, use a pamphlet stitch. Oh, that's a great idea, Candy. Candy says she uses origami paper if she needs thin paper. That is very thin paper, and sometimes you can get that patterned. Now, and I was going to try this maybe, I've got plenty of time, so hopefully, if I don't remember, somebody reminds me. Kari said she stamps on hers. So I was going to try to stamp on some of the pieces that I made already. And Gail was saying with the one that she did to knock the color back a little bit, she was going to, oh, you can get origami paper like at Michael's. I'm sure you can get it online. Oh, yeah, yeah. I've seen it where you could just get, I've gotten little square blocks of it. I haven't looked for it recently, but I'll bet you could find it online, Aaliyah. Let's see. See what other napkins I have. I might put in some other, here's some other napkins. Let's see. I don't know if, I think this one's got the backing off. Sometimes it's hard to tell if you've never taken a napkin apart. The easiest thing to do, I think, is like before you take it out of the package, make a mental note of whether your napkin is 1-ply or 2-ply, because then you know if you've taken off enough or if there's still more to take off, because sometimes it's, to me, it's very deceiving. All right, so I'm going to add some more. I want to add some of this in here because I don't necessarily on this one want my pattern paper to show. I'm looking for the, and you overlap, you know, just like you would a collage. Oh, gauze. Gauze and tissue for the last layer. Also, put dried flower and petals in. Oh, Kathy, that's a to die for idea. Did everybody catch that? Kathy Arbor said for your last layer, put a layer of gauze down, and then you can put some dried flower petals or leaves or branches or whatever underneath of it. And then I guess put your last layer of glue down. And oh boy, that sounds yummy. Yummy. Flower petals. Yum, yum, yum. Thanks, Kathy. Okay, let's see. What else do I have pulled out here that's kind of in this color wave? Well, here's a big, oh, I got him already. I've got blue. I've got blue skies. Now, the other thing you want to think about too, I think, you know, if this is going to get folded and this is going to be a cover for a journal, if you're going to put anything like a specific image or a focal point, make sure you put that where you want it. So, you know, oh, and oh, like lavender. Kathy. Yeah. Probably the other thing you could use, because I've been wanting to get some of this and I haven't checked it out yet. The one day I was watching Susan Taylor Brown, she had dyed gauze, just medical gauze. It wasn't the stretchy kind. It was just cotton gauze. So you could use that too. Is that what Kathy said, or did Kathy say cheesecloth? Either one of the two, I think, would be cool to use. Okay, so now here's the pink flower. See, now I'm digging into my bag of scrap napkins, or I might have just been trying to clean up my space, and because this one here is not even taken apart. But Gail had cut out all the like butterflies that she had on a napkin, and put those around so they looked real cute. See, now this one to me looked like, you know, that might not be a second, but see, there's a second layer in there. So let's get some of this. This has got a teacup and a butterfly. And this has some words. I don't know how well these words would. But I'm just going on this little panel. I'm just going to take Malia said, yeah, Susan Taylor Brown does a lot with the gauzy stuff. I know, right? All right, let's take this bottom edge off. And if you want to get your edges quickly and not tear through your napkin and maybe just destroy the pattern, sometimes if you just fold it up, it's almost like doing a chiffonade if you were in the kitchen chopping up something. Just roll it all around and tear it. So now I'm just trying to cover up all my spaces that are plain, just because that's what I want to do. Now here's a little butterfly that might look cute there. But see, I think I want to put something underneath that first. So I'm going to cover up all that white stuff. So just don't forget to protect your surface, and you want to put your fabric on something that you can move it to dry and then peel it up later. Hi, Angie. If you had those old 60s scarves that were see-through, that would be cool. Ooh, yeah. Any kind of, or how about, Kathy and I were talking about sari silk. What about like, hey, Andrea, hi. What about sari silk? Like if you get the whole sari and you have that chiffon see-through fabric, some of that might be nice, huh? I just love the idea of the dried petals and flowers, because that's almost like what is it, that mulberry paper? You know, it's not rice paper, but like mulberry paper where they layer in petals and stems and stuff like that. Now here's another little butterfly. Oops. I think I lost some of his wing. So I'm going to put him over here on this edge. I'm just looking to see if I'm missing any other questions. Let's see what else I have in my grab bag here. Ooh, I think this might be a little too in your face for this cover for me. I don't think I want Easter eggs or spiders. I don't like spiders and snakes. I'm looking for some pink flowers of some kind. Oh, look at this piece. This is cool. I think I want just that piece there. But you could put down like postage stamps. Postage stamps might look cute, huh? Depending on what theme you're going with. See, and then once you have this, if you use patterned fabric, like Gayle Agostinelli did, once you peel it up, that's going to be your inside cover. You know, like I used this kind of looks like ticking type material. It was the same on both sides, so you can see, right? So if I make a book, a little journal out of this, I've got my my fabric paper with the design for the cover, and then the inside where my pages will be, I've also got a design. I've also got a piece of paper I got stuck in there. See, so if you have a plain fabric, that might be something. Of course, then you probably could stamp on that and do some other things to it. Just saying. Just saying. I'm going to use this little purple butterfly. So it's kind of, it's repetitive to sit and watch a live stream, I'm thinking, but I do get to create. And if you printed off some, you could use painting paper, okay? If you have painting paper or deli paper, anything like that, anything that you stamped on, you really could use anything. And you could use the scrapbook paper if that's what you wanted to do. It would be heavier. You know, when you bend a piece of cardstock scrapbook paper around something, it's heavier, it's more dense. Hey, Mrs. Gigi, nice to see you. How you doing? Um, so, you know, keep all that in mind. Stencil, you probably could come back and stencil over top. I'm going to put this guy down here. Now, once I finish this up, I'm going to be finished with this one, I think, in a few seconds. I just want to add a few things in these spots that are, I kind of like that up there that way. This looks okay here. I'm thinking it looks pretty good. I'm going to take this and move this to my kitchen counter, and then I'm going to start another one. I did like this little piece of pink lace. I might put this in here. And the other thing that Gayle mentioned was after it dries, you know, if you see something, a gaping hole or something you don't like, hey, no big deal. Go back to your work area, right? And add something on top. That's okay too. All right, so now that I have this on this piece of transparency, I can pick it up and move it. So I'm going to take this into my kitchen and put it on the counter, and then I will be right back and we'll start another one. And I think I might go with the Jane Davenport napkins because they're way cool. Way cool. Okay. Now, where did I put my fabric? So I have a couple more pieces of my transparency cut, so I can just put that down to protect my surface. And another piece of my, I'm going with the plain, at least for now. And we're going to start all over again. So if you have any questions, yes, I'm using tissue paper and napkins, Gigi. You could really use anything. I use some book paper just to build up some layers. But for the most part, at least my top surface is napkins. So let me get some of this other stuff out of the way. My phone's about to die, so I'm going to plug that in quickly. All right, so now we're starting over. So I've got my plastic to protect my surface and then be able to pick it up and move it. Oh, sequences. Oh, Kathy. Where are my sequences? Oh, I might have to go look for those. I think they're in my sewing box. So I've got and you could use a plastic, old tablecloth. You could use a plastic wrap, from the grocery store. I just have the transparency film because I found it at Goodwill and I have it and I'm going to use it because I have it. And it's a little more stable as far as picking it up and moving it. And then you just take Mod Podge, or you could use your Elmer's glue all, white PVC glue, regular Elmer's glue, and you just dump some of that in a jug with lots of water to make it drippy. Now, my first go round, my glue was not, I did add water, but it wasn't drippy. And my end result was that my fabric paper was it's very stiff. Very stiff. Yes, I'm gluing right down on the fabric. Very stiff. So I'm hoping, because I watered this down quite a bit, that this will not be as stiff. I wanted my fabric paper to be a little more bendy. A little more bendy. So you want to saturate your fabric surface. Now I did pull out some fabric that I do have a pattern on the one side, but it's brown. So kind of brown and white print, and I wasn't thinking I wanted to work with that color today, so I'm just using the plain fabric. Now the thing is, with Gayle's project, you don't see it finished because when she finished doing what I'm doing, same as me, it's very wet. So she probably uses that in another video, but I'm doing this like at 11 o'clock last night, and I just didn't, I miss Judy. Judy? Hello to Judy. I missed Judy coming in. Sorry. I'm trying to watch chat. But I missed Judy. All right, so I'm going to use again some of my some of this tissue paper because I really kind of like that. And I'm just building just like you would a collage piece. There's Judy. Oh, how you doing? Nice to see you. Good morning. Good morning. Okay. So, and I dare say you could spatter this, right? You could spatter. You could add gesso. Give it a little knockback if you find your colors don't particularly appeal to you after you get it done. I was going to get out some of my Timmy tissue, but I didn't. Because, I have a big roll. Oh, that might be because I want to do a black and white. I have a big roll of black and white of his. Oh, there's an idea for me. And I've got to dig out some painting papers that I have because I think painting papers would look kind of cool. And you could let little bits of it peek through if you wanted to. All right, I'm just going to take some more of this patterned paper just because I have it here. And you know what? Maybe I'll use some of my napkin backings just to show you that in case some of you don't have patterned paper or, you know, tissue paper. See, this is a good reason why at Christmas time or when you get a gift any time of the year, save those wrappings, huh? Save those wrappings. Or if you buy some wrapping paper that you really like, you're not using it all, or you have a little bit left over, put it in your stash because it would look great on a project like this, would it not? I say it would. Okay, let's see. So here's some, and you know, sometimes some of the napkins have that second, like a shadow. What do they call it? It's like a shadow where you can see. Now, the ones I have here today are not like that, but that might look cool if you had. This one just looks dirty. So I'm just going to tear some of this. And then I have some Jane Davenport napkins I think I'm going to use. I also have some, I just put that in another container. Where did I put that? I have some tissue paper that might be Jane Davenport. It's either her or it could be Dina. What's her name? Diane Reevely, or I get those other two gals because they both have D names. I get them confused. It's really cool, but it's like white on white. It's hard to see, but that might be cool too. Or the rice paper. You know how Stamperia has rice paper? But once I get this one done, what I'm going to do is do a couple other things with the pieces that I did finish and that I dried. And we'll see how that goes. So, of course, this is, you know, the napkin's not giving you any color because it's just a white backing. But it's helping to build texture and layers. Now, this is from a book. It says chapter 19. I'm just going to put that. See, I'm thinking this might be my front. So I'm going to glue that down. Glue it down. And let's try, I think most of it will be covered up, but let's try a piece of this type of tissue paper. This has a little bit of, it's not a metallic gold, it's just kind of a gold. Ahoy, matey. I don't know if you can see. Who knows? Who knows where I got this? I got a big parcel of it. Got a big, big old parcel. And I'm just overlapping. My napkin's kind of disintegrating a little bit. Kellyanne, there she is. Kellyanne did a test yesterday. She figured out StreamYard very quickly. And then she modeled her Pamerals for us. Malia said she has a huge roll of some weird thick fabric. I wonder if this would work on that. I've been racking my brain trying to find a use. Well, you know what? Take a little square and see how it works out. It probably would be great. And you might not have to layer up as much if it's heavy-bodied fabric and, you know, you think it would make a good cover for you. Because, I mean, there's, you know, sometimes you want a flippy floppy cover and it's real soft and that's good. And other times, you know, you want the hard book that you've gutted and use that for a cover. But sometimes you want, you know, in between. Oh, you're welcome, Kel. I was hoping what I was telling you could understand because for me, once I get in there, I see it, but I don't remember it when I'm not in there looking at it. So I was hoping I was telling you the right thing to do. When I went in this morning to set up for today, for the stream today, I'm thinking, oh, I should have told her to look for that. I should have told her to look for that. But you did good. You did good. All right, so I'm going to put this down, and then I'm going to look at my, Jane Davenport napkins. No, I don't look around at that stuff. Can you, Kathy? I just figured you always could. Because you can make a video. I just figured you just make it as long as you want. But they have a special. No, look at me. I've got this napkin really wet. So the tissue paper is holding up much better than that napkin. But, I got me some texture. All right. So I've got several Jane Davenport napkins. And this is one of them. Of course, this is, one that has bits. So I'm just going to start throwing some of this down. Be careful not to rip their little faces. I don't want to rip their little faces. Oh my gosh, I'm looking at my napkins in a totally different way. Look at this. Look at that one. Oh yeah, babe. Oh yeah, babe. It reminds me of Emerald Lagasse. Every time I say that, I think Emerald Lagasse. I'm a weird chick. Weird chick. There's a little princess there. Get these little layers apart. Follow my own advice and fold it up and tear it. And I don't really want to cover up my chapter 19. I kind of like that. So, and she's got a nice little hairdo there. So I'm going to put her there. And then just make sure you're covering everything with your glue. You don't want to mash. You just want to go gentle. They call me the masher. Weirdos unite. Janet says she's a weird chick too. That's good to know because sometimes you feel like you're alone. Okay. This is a big chunk, but I'll probably put other stuff on top of her. Loving that hair she's got. So if you do several of these, you're going to go through a lot of glue, but the upside is, you water it down. So, you're getting pretty good mileage at it. Sometimes you feel like it didn't come to me, but I should have. Yeah. Yeah. Extreme Princess Leia. Hi, Shannon. All right, let's see what else we have here. And then we have some of her color swatches. She's got napkins that look like that. And I think these are hers as well. they feel the same, if that makes any kind of sense to you. And these. So I'm liking these spattery ones. Let's get one of those and peel that apart. I'm loving the spatter. Yeah, we're all a bit weird. All right, let's see. I want just some little bits of this. Is it a contest? Good question. All right, let's add some of this in. I don't know what hubby's doing, but it sounds like he's moving furniture. That should be interesting. Now, I have, as some of you may recall, I have the James. Yes. Oh, I could go for either an almond joy or a mouse. Mm. And she says she'll win. What's I gonna say? I interrupted myself. Joyce, hello. Nice to see you. Good morning. Now that one tore just perfect to go like that. Oh, I have the Jane Davenport, as some of you might remember, a stamp of eyes. I'm just not sure how, because the surface is so rough, how, you would make out stamping on it. But we're going to try that with some of the ones that I did ahead of time. And we'll see how that goes. All right, let me take some of this other type of paint swatches. Fill in with some of this. Welcome back, Cheryl. All right, let's see. I know some people take a piece of tape on the back and pull off. I like to keep the napkin backs because I use them. I use them instead of paper toweling. I blow my nose. I have to blow my nose. I think it might be fun to live in a cute little mushroom. Might just be fun. All right, so let's glue these down. Sometimes some of the stickers, I guess you could, how we have those sticker books that a lot of us have, and then we forget we have them. And then when you do use them, they don't really stick very well. We could probably put some of those in, huh? I think we could. I'm assuming that a lot of you are like me. And then you have things that you just can't bring yourself to throw them out. Like say you do painting papers and they're like really, they're not that great. Okay. I'm just going to say my painting papers are not that great. So I don't really want to throw them away. And then the next time I go to my jelly plate and I'm working on some more prints, do you think I can find the old ones that I did that I should probably print on again? No. So I start all over again. Well, could use it for this project. You wouldn't have to worry about, redo. Just hate throwing stuff away. I don't remember being like this as a youngster, but I'm like that now. So I'm really anxious about these drying. I just think it'll be so cool once I get done. And I hope I got my glue mixture. See, the gals didn't, this Kari from Kari's Mixed Media Art, she didn't really give, measurements like a half a cup of glue to a, hi Renee, half a cup of glue to a, oh, thank you, to like, a cup of water. Neither one of them gave any instructions like that. So, I'm very anal when it comes to stuff. Like, I want to know. So you just I had to eyeball it. And I really think I got it wrong the first time. Let's see. Judy said, Lori, the supply gnomes hide your. I know. And they giggle when they see you search it. Judy, I think you're right. I said to Kathy last night, I have to stop moving stuff. I keep moving stuff. Did I have any of this kind? Oh, look, here's another one. This one's got squares. It's got squares around the color swatches. So that's a little different, I think. And oh, maybe no, it looks a little different than the other ones. All right, so let me have some of this. Let me have a little bit of this and a little bit of that. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do on this one, when this dries, is I'm going to get out my Jane Davenport eye stamp and I'll put me some eyeballs on this baby. And then I'll do a little, I'm gathering some ideas and I'm thinking, I start so many projects with doing my live streams, and some of them, I do finish. I don't finish all of them, but it would be an encouragement to finish them if I then made a video and showed some of my finished stuff. I was so pleased with myself that, hey, Joni, hi. Well, thanks, Joni. That's very kind of you to say that. Oh, maybe a piece of yellow up there. Let's go this way. I finished 2 journals yesterday. I'm so pleased with myself. All right, let's juice this baby up. All right, now I got a section in there I want to cover. Let's I got a little skinny piece here. I want that yellow because her face is yellow. But I like the idea too where when Gayle said on her video, if once it dries and you want to add something else, just have at it, just do it. Does anyone here, Kel asks, does anyone here know how to do Mama Gammy? I don't know what that is, Kelly. So I don't know. Let me have some. I'm going to get some purple and pink splatters from this one. Gayle knows so much stuff. What is it? Do share. What is it, please? You watch too much YouTube. Yeah, but you know what? Some of us watch a lot of YouTube, but we don't remember. You watch and recall. Now that's saying something. Oh, it's some kind of paper making. Thanks, Shannon. I know Barb Chicken Pot Pie was saying she saves like, okay, Gail's going to be right back. I was emptying tea bags. Oh, that tea bags. You could add tea bags to one of these, huh? You could stamp on the tea bags and then add them in. Oh, geez, I'm just getting so many more ideas. So I'll be doing that. See, I'll be doing these for days. I'll have a stack of them by the time I'm done because I'm a freak. All right, I really still kind of like that, but maybe I'll cover that little bit there. Gail's trying to find a definition. Oh, Gail says Shannon Green did a video. Shannon Green, my best friend. You mean her? That's Shannon Green? Wonderful. Now we can all check it out. We can all check it out. Just as a very random thought, the Phillies played yesterday, beat the Yankees. Spring training starts. Woo! Oh, I can't wait for baseball season. Oh, I'm having such trouble with my one fingernail. I just popped it off again. I think, did you ever damage or hit one of your nails and then your nail gets kind of wonky? My index finger's wonky and I keep knocking it off because I can't get a good stick because my nail's so out of shape. Oh, no, I don't want to cover that. Let me snug that up there. So I think that's pretty cute. All right, now, I think the reason that I'm going to have to take that nail off. I hate to do it though during my live. I think oh, you know what I could do? I could put a piece of washi tape around it. She's a weird one. Let's see. Let's see if I could do it. I think one of the reasons. Hi, Angela. I think one of the reasons that Kari from Kari's Mixed Media Art channel, she's the one I originally saw the fabric paper idea. Okay, now don't tell anybody. I don't really have a boo-boo. I'm just trying to keep my nail on there for the video, for the live. I think one reason she may have dried hers is because she then put paint on it. See, if I'm thinking about putting paint on this, it's probably too wet, right? Because it'll disintegrate the. So let's try. Let's see if we can dry it one area just a little bit for me to try putting some paint down. All right. I could probably cover it back up, and I'm going to use my heat gun. Heat tool. And let's just see if I can dry a little bit of this area here, enough to where I could get. Now I got to be careful because I got plastic under here. I melted some of my. Oh yeah, glitter. Woo! Oh, Robin McClendon. Oh, she's another one of my good friends. Wink, wink. She said I've seen glycerin used on crumpled paper bags to make it look like leather. Like the glycerin you get like at the drugstore, like the liquidy glycerin stuff that you like put in soap. Randy, I have that really fine glitter. Oh, let's put some of that down. Oh, I wonder if it's, I wonder if it's too late. Oh, I've always wanted to buy some of that, but I haven't ever. Oh, hi, Dawn. Did I miss Dawn? Oh, there she is. Hi, Dawn. Yeah, I just don't want to ruin what I have. Just need to peek under here, see if I can get this to dry a little bit. See, I did the plastic. Oh, see? Snap, I forgot. See how that buckled? Ding, 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 ding. Okay, Ann. See, now I don't know if you girls can tell, but underneath here, where I put that flower tissue paper. Hey, there's Jackie. Hi, Jack. Underneath here, you can see just a faint little flower from that tissue paper. See, but that looks cool. I think that's dry enough to put paint. I have this really fabulous glitter too that I've never really used. So you might you might say to yourself, well, how do you know it's fabulous? Well, it just looks fabulous. So I'm thinking it is. Moxie. There's Sophia. Hi, Sophia. Wow, we got a lot of folks in today. Okay, Joyce. This is glitter extra fine champagne. Then I've got copper. Okay. And then I have no idea why I bought these two because they are very similar. This one's Ocean and this one's Lagoon. They're really, on camera, they don't look any different. This one's a little lighter. Oh, she's got sick kiddos? Or she's not feeling well. Oh my. Okay. They are full of beans, Gail, and back to full speed. They're back in action. I know, right, Randy? Awesome colors. Oh, look, some of it's sprinkled out anyway. All right, so if I'm going to put a little paint on here just to see. I think I want to use a neon, which is really kind of translucent. It's not kind of translucent. It is translucent. This is Deco Art Neons, and this is Sizzling Pink. Now, normally I would put a little bit here, there, and everywhere, or even just spattering on might be nice. But I think I want to put some glitter on now that Kathy mentioned, or somebody mentioned glitter. Kathy mentioned sequins. So if I put a little dollop there, I'm looking for maybe a fan brush or one of my cone brushes or something like that to give me a little texture. Well, here's an oldie but goodie way back there. Huh? Look at that. I might be able to do that other places. It's really wet down in here. Really wet. Maybe if I, no, try to just put a little bit. I don't know that it's wet enough for the glitter to stick though. You know? You could use your finger, you know. I'm using the fan brush because I wanted it to look kind of scratchy. Now, if I look at this and find like how I want to use it, it's a little too bright, I can just come back in with some gesso, right? And just put some of that on. See, it's picking up some of that. If I do like a dry brush over here in this corner, this is really nice because it's light and it's just picking up all the texture that I've laid down. So that's kind of cool. So I think that'll be enough of that. Now, the thing that with these glitters, which is nice, Barbara Chicken popped by, oh gosh, it's been probably a year ago, sent me a video to watch of this lady who was doing a pour on the top of her toilet tank. I don't remember her name. But when I watched the video, nope. When I watched the video, she was using this glitter, this brand of glitter on her project. And my goodness, it was beautiful. So I'm just going to add a little bit of that. I'm using the champagne color. Just going to add a little bit of that in my wet paint, and hopefully Angela, thank you. You're very sweet. But yeah, I think you probably could. The toilet tank top was gorgeous. It was awesome. If you put into the YouTube search thing, toilet tank paint, don't sneeze, paint pour, you should get it to come up. And if you're watching it, at one point in the video, the screen goes blank. Just hang in there because something happened with her recording, but she comes back on and then you see the end of it. And she's a blonde with bright blue eyes. It's hysterical because she didn't tell her husband. I don't think she told her husband she was doing it or something like that. Anyway, it's really a stitch, but the end product is absolutely beautiful. And she uses this glitter, which I like. I like glitter. I don't like a cleanup glitter, but I like glitter. All right, I'm going to take this one out to the kitchen counter. And then I want to talk a little bit about the pieces I have finished that, I think really are kind of a fail for this initial idea. But I have an idea of what I might do with them. Even so. So I'll be right back. I'm trying not to sneeze or breathe. I hope that glitter sticks. Okay. And then I've got a couple other things we can try with my prepared pieces. All right. So here's one of the pieces that I think really didn't work out well because it's stiffer than what I wanted it to be. So if you're just joining us, this is fabric with some kind of paper on top. In this particular one, it's a napkin, all napkin, because I like the little rabbits. And I was expecting it to be more flexible when it totally dried. And it's not. It's quite stiff, which, isn't necessarily all bad. But to be perfectly honest, I probably am not going to use this as a journal cover. Now, somewhere I picked up some kind of brown, but that's what I was going to do with this. So, my friend Shannon Green, if you watch any of her stuff, she does like where she's painting watercolor on magazine pages. And she uses like a chamois fabric to sop up a lot of her moisture. So I just have this stained chamois that I use in my art room. Hi, Beth. So I'm thinking I don't really like the heaviness of this. And so what else am I going to use it for? Well, I'd like to use it maybe in a journal, but it's a little too white for me. So I'm going to, I have some coffee dye, some instant coffee that I mix in water. This is kind of heavy. I mean, kind of dark, but I'm going to smush it around and see what happens here. I don't know if you guys can see this well enough. Oh, there you go. I'm thinking it will stain this enough. Yeah, this will be just for a little mini. If I was going to do that. Now, see, I was just doing samples for my live. So this is just a little teeny tiny. So I'm not sure how it's going to work, right? So I just painted on that coffee. Now I'm going to use my heat tool, dry that up. Now this is no longer on plastic. This is pulled off of the plastic that I had it on. And then I'm going to stamp it. See how that goes. I'm trying to multitask here. Maybe I'll use my ganache. Oh, sorry. He has the cat named Ganache. Is that Kelly? All right, so let's just pull it out of these. Now that this is warming up, see, it's getting soft, which is how I would really want it. So let's see, can we find Elvis? Elvis! I don't know if we can find him. I'm moving stuff. Oh, there he is. Give me a little bit of a cushion while I'm stamping. And I guess I really didn't need this because with the gluey background, the liquid really didn't come through. So that's cool. You see, now as this is cooling down, it's stiffening back up. All right. So let me grab another piece of book paper, and I'll use this because I like to check and see how my stamp comes out. Make sure I have enough ink. And I'm going to use the StazOn. Juice up my stamp. And that should work pretty nicely. Let's see. Now, of course, it's not smooth, so I don't know how it's gonna turn out. And let's just, I actually got my stamp top side up, the right spot. It's very unusual. So at this point, you can't even really see the bunny rabbits anymore. You can see this little guy down here. See, but they were all so spaced. So they were spaced out, man. Let's do a leaf right in here. Oh, my Band-Aid's not working. So what I'm thinking is, because this turned out so stiff, because I had my glue not watered down enough, I can cut this apart and use them as a base for, I don't know, an inchy, a twinchy, a cluster. I could just add it to a journal page. I could add it to the front of a journal cover. I don't cut very straight, but you know, you could cut it on your cutting board, your paper trimmer, I should say. ATC. Shannon, you're right on target there with that. Yep. Add it to a greeting card. Of course, you could put this on your trimmer and cut, you know, better than I. But especially if you have a napkin that you like. But to cut out a napkin and then maybe collage it down into a tag. Yes, Randy, yes. Cut it into, you know, cut out the shape of the napkin and then take the chance of collaging it down in your, yup, inchies. Hey, Brenda. I will check about ripping in 1 second, Brenda. Could ink your edges, and then you can just, you know, do with it whatever you want. But what I'm saying is, even though I feel like these are too stiff for a cover, yep, I don't know how magazine images would turn out, but I don't see why they wouldn't. This would be nice to just glue down. Hey, Headless. Let's see about tearing. Yeah, it's too tough. Hey, Christine. We've got 2 Christines. I'll say Chris for Headless and Christine for Christine G. Yeah, see, because I have the fabric and then the glue. So it's really, now my, yeah, see where I cut it, it's starting to tear a little bit. There you go. But just like this, without making a little slit. So I guess you could tear it if you really, you know, gave it a go. See, now like this one, I think this was the first one I did, and it might have something to do with the fabric. This fabric, I don't know if you could see, but it's really, you can see all the threads. It's almost like a little bit of an open weave. So the real, like, not that the glue doesn't always sink through, but the glue is really, now see, this one is ripping really easy. So I think it just depends. See, that one was a lot easier to rip. Hey, that's that. See, I wouldn't even have thought about ripping that. Your jelly printing? Oh, jelly printing is addicting to me, even though I'm not good at it. Okay, so let's see how a stamp looks on this one, because the surface is certainly different. Let's see. Let's get something. See if I have something a little different. Well, let's see. This is like a grungy. Yeah, I don't know what I pulled that off of, so it doesn't have. And I've got paint and such on there, so I'm not sure how this one's gonna stamp up, but let's just see. Let's load her up. Need more ink. You should have cleaned this. Ah, Dawn. Dawn said, I watched a presenter at the Card Makers Summit this weekend that adhered fabric to paper and then die cut it. Here's another idea. Oh my goodness. This could be a week-long project for me. It does look like drywall tape. You're exactly right, Judy. Where did you see the, what is it called? That was it on YouTube that you watched that summit? See, I didn't hear about that. Ooh, Dawn, guess. Gold star. Yes, Sophia. Yes. She also embossed it in a folder to give it texture. Oh my word. So it's on YouTube, huh? All right, I'm not sure this is gonna really do much for this because I got paint and stuff on it I haven't cleaned off. But let's give it a go. Yeah, not really. Nah, let's try something else. Let's try this little dragonfly. I don't know if this is going to work either. We'll see. That worked better. All right, so you know what we got to do now? Got to get out that cutter. Let's get out the cutter. All right, let's see. I had some die cuts from the other day. There's a square. That would be a good thing. Oh, the bird. Let's do the bird. Let's do the bird in the wing. Now, embossing folder. I know where I have those too, I think. This is very unusual because generally I don't know where my stuff is. Could you use liquid fabric starch and dry it on the fabric? I don't really know anything about fabric starch other than my mom used to use it years ago to starch her doilies. Like she would make a little tiny doily and then we made ornaments out of them and hung them on the Christmas tree. And I don't have any other reference point other than that, so I don't know. But if you have that available to you, that would certainly be a fun thing to try. Does anybody in chat know about the fabric stiffener stuff? Dawn, you use your Xyron. How do you use your Xyron? She adhered it with a double-sided adhesive sheets. So she put her fabric on adhesive sheets and then ran that through. Brenda made slime with her school kids with liquid starch. Huh. That's interesting. Okay. Let's see. Let's just see. I need my plates. That's the thing. Okay. And, oh yeah, embossing. Embossing. I don't know if we'll be able to tell with the embossing folders because I've got such, my fabric is, got such a design on it. Or my paper, I should say, my paper. Teresa, if Teresa's in lurking, maybe she'll know if if Teresa has ever done this. Mom had spray cans, says Judy, and the pellets dissolved in water for cuffs and collars. Oh, thank you, Shannon. That was very kind of you. Thank you very much. Cool. Cool beans. All right. Let's see. Let's put the camera up a little bit. All right. This is a rabbit hole. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, I'm so excited about the bird. I love this little bird die cut. All right. So let's get this puppy open. This is my cricket. No, my cuddle bug. I call it a cricket. It's not. It's a cuddle bug. Oh, I didn't get the plates. Oh, yeah. Fortunately, we were just doing this, so I've got everything right where I can find it. It's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing. All right, let's see. I think the other day I used my C, my A, and a B. There she is. She's alert. Oh, with a migraine. Oh, Teresa, I'm sorry to hear that. We have paper fabric that I made, and we're going to put it through a die cutter. I was just wondering if you've ever done anything like that. Twiddly diddly dee, twiddly diddly dee, twiddly diddly dee, twiddly diddly dee, twiddly diddly dee. Twiddly diddly dee, rocking the treetop all day long, hopping and a popping and a singing a song. All right, I'm putting it down. So excited about the bird. See if we can do it. Now I want the wing to be a different color, so I'm going to put the bird here and maybe grab a piece of the red for the wing. He rocks in the treetop all day long, hopping and a popping and a singing his song. All the little birdies on Jaybird Street, listen to the robin go tweet, tweet, tweet. Rockin' Robin, tweet, tweet, rockin' Robin. Look! Oh my gosh. This is real stiff, Teresa, because I think I did it wrong. So it worked fine. Oh my gosh, I cannot tell you how excited I am about this. Look at this. Oh my stars. I freaking love that. I freaking love that. All right, let me grab a wing. I'm going to have a million birds. A million birds. I'm going to be cutting out birds all afternoon. Now I'm going to have to go back and make some more stiff. Oh my gosh. Okay, it's hard to crunch it through there. Oh, I put the bird down again too. Didn't even realize. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. This is this is why I do this stuff, because I love all this stuff. I cannot even stand myself right now. Okay. Oh my gosh. Thank you for saying this. Was it Dawn? Look. Sitting in my classroom all day long, stamping and cutting and gluing it on. Perfect. Look. Now I'm going to need another wing. How fabaroonie is this? And then if I'd have thought to put the glitter on or some sequins. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I can't even stand myself. I can't even. can't even stand myself. All right, so let's see. Let's get a little wing out of this. God forbid we throw anything out. So Lori's gonna get that little piece there. I'm gonna need another piece of washi for my finger. I'm trying to think what other stamps I have. I mean, die cuts that would look cute. Maybe we should do those cats. Remember we did the cats? Oh my gosh. So you could take fabric, right? And even if you didn't put paper on it, right? You could take fabric. Oh, flowers, Kathy. Why would I not think of flowers? Oh my gosh. Okay, let's see. What else do I have in my box that we did the other day? See, I'm not sure if I could get the butterfly poked out. Butterflies. Oh, I was looking for my tweezers. Here's my tweezers. All right, let's try the cats. Oh, I do have flowers here, Kat. I have this flower. Let's see if we can get this out. Oh, he would be pretty, huh? The cats. Actually, I think a piece of this would be pretty. But I want to save a piece to try. Let's try that now. Let's try that before I totally lose my mind. Hey, Amber. Hello. Nice to see you. Okay, let's see. Where's those rabbits? Where's those wascally wabbits? It's very easy, Sophia. Very easy. Because it's just like a piece of plastic. It's just like a piece of paper. Very easy to cut. And earlier I trimmed off my edges of these. Did I miss somebody? I see somebody saying hi, Jan. I know. I think I missed Jan. Earlier I had it in my paper trimmer and just trimmed it, so that was easy too. All right, let's try I'm going to try this bunny one. Yeah, it was easy to. Let's see. Let's try. Now I'm not doing a 3D. I'm not doing a 3D folder. All right, this one's very textured. I didn't even know I had this one. This is a alterations one. Tim Holtz. So I'm going to put the bunnies in there. I really don't do a lot of, let's straighten this up. I don't really do a lot with the embossing folders. You know, I don't even know why I bought them. I probably bought them, a lot of them I probably bought before I knew really what I was doing many years ago. Long time ago. But I knew what I was doing when I bought the 3D ones. Okay, so let's see if I can get this. See if I can crank this baby through. Have you made waxed paper from copy paper that you decorate as you like by dripping wax shavings on it and melting? My grandmother used to have us do waxed paper. Jackie, I don't know if you're still here, if you remember this. She would have us have waxed paper. We'd fold it in half, and then we would do crayon shavings and put sandwich in between the wax paper, and then use an iron and melted the wax. I don't know what for. I don't remember what we used it for, but I remember doing that with my grandmother. But no, I haven't. Okay, so that's a little too thick, so I'm going to switch out my C plate with my other B plate. I don't want that little bird to get ruined. Now I'm just thinking, really, when you're doing the fabric and the paper, I could have pulled out some of my Art by Marlene, because that's not real heavy cardstock paper. You know, that might glue down nicely for a book cover. Oh yeah, cool. See, because regular fabric, I don't know if you can, maybe you can see this side better. Regular fabric wouldn't hold. Okay, Sophia, have a good evening. Regular fabric, just a piece of fabric, wouldn't hold the embossing, right? Hi, Susan Lee. Nice to see you. Welcome, welcome. She said, okay, Judy said, I can't still remember how that music used to make me, oh, she can still remember how that music make her smile. I guess the rock and roll, oh, bye-bye, Miss American Pie. Yeah. And what did Susan say? Oh, I made a beautiful Valentine garland one year. Reds and cut large hearts, beautiful. Oh, chat's going quick. I missed what she said. Okay, wait a minute. Let me go back here a minute. I'm going to see what Susan said. A Valentine garland one year, that crayon wax paper technique. Okay, went for broke with all the pinks and reds cut into large hearts, beautifully transparent. Oh, very nice. So Kelly said, Kellyanne says, okay, so far, Momogami paper making is releasing my tension, and paper feels really soft. I'm gonna have to look that up. Oh, long time ago. Finished your thought. Okay, yeah, okay. Marker pie. Got it. My brain is like on overdrive. Okay. Oh, I know what I was going to do. I was going to try to cut those cats out of this, but now it's kind of bumpy and lumpy. So let's cut the cats out of this. Where'd those kitty catters go? Kitty catters. Here, kitty catters. Let's see if we can get kitty catters. Let's try to get them, because it doesn't really matter which direction, right? And that's not going to fit through my, well, maybe it might. That'd be close. Maybe I'll hold off on that and do it separate. Okay. So remove this, Lori. Okay, Gail, thanks so much for being here. Enjoy your day. The dictionary paper feels the best so far. Oh, dictionary paper. Embossed after cutting because you're going to flatten the, got it. Okay, Teresa, with another really good tip. So what Teresa's saying is, I could have, which of course I would not have thought of this, because I'm not really an embosser or a die cutter. For this, if I cut out, I could have cut these cats or even birds or whatever out of this, hi Jancy, out of this first, and then put the little image in the embossing folder to create the texture. Because if I put it in the and cut it now with the die, it's gonna squash some of that embossing. Very good tip. Very good tip. Okay. I'm putting the kitty catters in upside down. Hey, Kim, nice to see you. All right, here we go. There we go. Now I'm back. I need my other plate. The folder was a little thicker. Now I'm back to just the die cut. So let's get the C plate. I've got them really close to the edge. Let's see if I got enough muscles. Oh. Kelly, is that you, Kim? I'm getting my Kims confused because there's Kimberly 557, there's Kimberly Ray. Hey, Stephanie G. Hi. How you be? Okay. Let's see if we can. That didn't go quite through. I'm going to run them through again. I'm going to flip them. I can see where it just started to make the cut. I don't think I need to add anything. Maybe just run it back and forth another time or two. Let's see. We'll do one more time. And if not, then I'll have to add a... You're good? That's great. Jan doesn't have a die cutting machine. I don't want to tell you what I have, Jan, but some people, if anybody was going to find one in a thrift shop, it would be Pam. Our Pam finds some of the best stuff in a thrift shop. But sometimes you can pick one up for a good price, you know, because they're not cheap. They're really not cheap. Okay, so this didn't, I should have maybe put a little shim in. Let's see if I can, but they look, okay, they look adorable. Oh, you are, Stephanie? That's good. You gotta, oh, okay, good. Yeah, it's nice to have a lot of different choices, that's for sure. All right, I can't really see. I don't think this is anything. Or maybe it's easier if I do it from the back. Not really. This is what I was saying about the felt. If it doesn't cut all the way through, sometimes you get enough of a line where you can cut it. Instead of having to trace it, you know, you just have the indentation of the cut. Now these kitties' eyes come out, so let's see. How do you know which one to buy? I get so confused when I'm looking at them. Well, I can understand your confusion, that's for sure. I think the first thing you need to decide is if you want a hand crank or if you want an electric one. And some of us are fortunate enough to have both. I'm going to have to snip these eyes. But, you know, not knowing you at all, Jan, if you're an elder gal like I am, you know, you might want to consider an electric one because cranking a lot of stuff through as you get older, it's not so easy, you know. So you might want to consider that. But I think, I don't know. I think for the most part, a lot of them are the same. Add a piece of paper to it under the fabric you're cutting. Yeah. Yeah, Shannon said she needs the electric. Randy said my right hand is spent, so the electric works for me. The reason I have an electric one is because at one time my neighbor Betty and I were wanting to do die cuts that were intricate. They were not like, like this or like the bird. They were like butterflies with a lot of little holes and busy holes. Okay, this I'm going to have to spend time with and to get those eyeballs cut out. But I mean, really, the cats are nice. I should have just added another couple pieces of paper to give me a little more pressure. Malia says that Sizzix has a new electric one out that seems amazing. Jan says, see, they keep coming. Yeah, well, that, you know what? That's with everything. That's with computers. That's with everything. But if you make a decision and you really like what you purchased, you know what? You're 65 years old. Oh, if you can do it, go electric. And you're going to have it for a long time, so you got to take that into consideration. And then you also have to take into consideration how much you're going to use it. Like if you're going to do 1 or 2 die cuts and never use it again, ask a friend to cut some for you. If you know someone with a machine, anyone in this group here, if you feel like you're only going to use it a little bit and say you just want some flowers or a couple of birds, any one of us that has a bird or a flower die cut would be happy to send you some. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're going, Teresa probably has gone through several machines because she is a die cutting machine. Okay. So, and I don't know if they ever go on sale, like in Michael's and stuff. I know a lot of times when they have their sales, like they're 50 or 40% off, a lot of times their machines like that are not included in those kinds of sales. So I don't know. All right, let's try. I don't know if I can get this flower. So let's try this flower. Let's just see. How am I on time? 1 o'clock. I usually go to around 2. And I'm thinking Tanya may be on today because she's been feeling a little better and getting back into the groove. Oops. You don't need 2 of these plates. See this? I'm not paying attention. Not paying attention. There it is. Laid down. It's right here. It fell. I heard fall. Only through 2 machines, but the plates are yes, the plates, yeah. Like this one doesn't look bad, but most of my other ones are warped, especially my Gemini Junior, because my neighbor and I shared using that. And, she's not totally at fault. Some of it was my fault too. But I should have put this under here. Just adding a little more thickness, just a smidge. And we didn't pay close attention to which way we were putting our plates in. Like you're supposed to flip them, go through one way and then flip them and go through the other way, But the other thing to consider too, like Kathy Arbor, if she's still here, she could weigh in and speak to this. She uses her machine for smashing flowers, okay? Instead of like boiling and doing, and oh my gosh, they turned, yes. Oh, I think I got it. Kathy Arbor's smashed flowers are like phenomenal. And she uses the die cutting machine. So, there are questions nobody can answer for you except for yourself, but oh girls, I'm liking it. I like this very well. Hold on, let me pull out this little, oh my. Angie's back. She was a cooking. I have ordered, I think, 3 times to replace my plates for my Gemini Junior, and I can't seem to order the right one, so I don't know. I've kind of given up on that. But it's so nice to push that button and have it just go zip right through. All right, let me see here. I can't get that one little spot didn't cut through. Wow. How big is the Junior? I could show you. I got it sitting right over there. Can you see it better that way? Hi, Icy. Did I miss Icy coming in? I did. I don't see her, but hello, hello. Cool, right? Loving it. Loving it. The bird's my favorite by far. I'm really not a bird person, but oh my gosh, I just love that bird. I'm going to cut a bird out of this. Shannon, can you hang out for a little bit till I grab that other machine? Oh, he might not fit. I didn't grab the other. Oh, he's too much of a fatty. He's too much of a fatty. All right, let's put him on this. Even though this is bumpy and we're going to lose some texture, let's do it anyway. Let's just do it anyway. I'm looking for my wing here. Oh, no, there it is. Oh, I got it. Oh, I've got it. You know, I also could put the wing in there and make a hole. Let's do one like that. That's a little different, huh? Oh, why not? What is, did Randy ask me a question? I forgot, but it's not that big at all. Smash flowers? I know, right, Jan? You would have seen them. Kathy Arbor. I don't know what you would search on her channel. Eco flowers, or you know, I don't know what she called any of her lives, but I've seen her do it several times. And oh, were you asking about the plates, Shannon, or do you want to see the big? Do you want to see my Gemini Junior? You can let me know, because I can pull it over here so you can get a look at it. Yeah, the Junior's not small. It takes a 6-inch plate. I know that. I know that part. All the little wildflowers are showing up here, so I'm going to have the girls grab me a bunch and dry and play with them. That's an idea. I think one of the secrets with like I've tried smashing flowers like Kathy does in the machine. My one plate, you can see it because it's all stained. Not going to say, but would you use butterflies, buttons, or flowers? You mean in the machine to cut it, Ange? I'm going to do one without the... I could glue this other... Look, I could glue the other wing up there. You could do 2 wings, too. I'm doing another bird. I'm going to try to get the... Oh, look, that one's got a dot right there. It's going to make it look like he's got an eyeball. I want to try the butterfly on that other. See, I can feel that already is not tight enough to go through. What did I do with I had a couple sheets of paper. Here we are. It's up over here. Yeah, there's a regular Gemini Junior, and regular Gemini, and then a Gemini Junior. I have the Junior. It takes a 6-inch plate. And then Tim Holtz has that. What's he got? His is called a Vagabond, something like that. But that's got, see, my machine doesn't have like these things. Like, I think Tim's is long like this, where the Gemini Junior, it's just the machine. You don't have these wings sticking out. So it, you know, it sits on a shelf nicer. My neighbor had purchased me too. It wasn't a brand name one, I don't think. I think HSN had it, and it was a small one, like smaller than the Cuttlebug here. But it only, the plate was only took those. It only took these. It only took this size, the little skinnies, and I wore that baby out because that I couldn't crank it any longer, and it wouldn't stick to the countertop. And look how perfect. Look, he's got an eye. This one's got an eye. Oh my gosh. How freaking awesome is that? I'm sorry. I just love it. I love it. Oh my gosh. Who was it? Was it Dawn? I could kiss you right on the face. It gave me this idea. Oh my gosh. It's so great. So great. All right, let's see. I got a butterfly here somewhere, and I want to use, yeah, you can only get the skinny ones through. The plate is 3x6. I've used dies that are wider than the skinny folders. Oh, Malia. Yeah, I'd be kicking myself too. Yep. Okay. I've missed where I put the butterfly. The butterfly I have out is not that great of a butterfly, but I pulled out some die cuts that we were using the other day. Did anybody see a butterfly go flitting by on its way to Bloomingdale's to purchase a hat? It's got to be right here. Now these are all my little cuts. Die, cut, die. Maybe I didn't get the butterfly out. Maybe I left it in the box. I've done that before. I left it in the box. Now this one's got a lot of little holes. So what I'd really like to do is, okay, just give me a moment to think. Where do I have my other? I'd like to get out one of my other butterflies that are bigger, and I think would be more impressive. Things we've gone down this trail. All right. Let's see if I can find it easily. Okay, can I just get this off of my mind? Every time I see Dawn, I forgot it in my mind. I've just got to get her. Delta Dawn, what's that flower you've got on? Just, I have to do it. Look at this. Wonder if that's going to fit. Oh, here's a cool one. Let's do us some. Yeah, Shannon wants no cranking. All right, that's probably not a good place to set my box, but there it is. There it is. I'm setting it there. All right, so I've got this piece left that's got my tulips on it, and I'm thinking it might look pretty cute as a butterfly. Yes, take it out of the closet and use it. And do like what Calico Kate does. She's very good at this. If she wants, say, beads, she was making fabric beads the other night, all right? Instead of making one bead for one project, just take a half an hour and make as many as you can. Same with your die cutting machine. Kathy doesn't mind embossing, but she doesn't like to die cut. You know, a lot of us don't like to do some of these things, but we like to use the end result. So don't make yourself crazy. Don't get it all out and do one or two. Sit down for a half an hour, get your dies lined up, the fabric or the paper you want to use, and have at it. You know, give yourself a nice little supply that you're not going to run out of for a while. Then it doesn't make you as crazy. All right, I'm going to try this one because I really like this one. Let's see. I've got some paper stuck in here, and I'm not sure that that would matter, but I'm just going to poke it clean. Yup, mass produce that stuff. It's a great idea. And then when you sit down, you're working in a journal and you get an idea and you want something, you just go to your little storage box and bam, it's there. You don't got to haul everything out. Ooh, this is going to take up most of it. Can you see this? This is going to be gorgeous. If I can get it to come out, it's going to be gorgeous. Okay. Simmer down now. Simmer down. Okay, I don't think this is thick enough. Let's have a little more. I'm going to put an extra little cushion here. Okay. I wouldn't say it's worth it, Jan, because unfortunately with some of these, if they're too old and they've been used and you don't know how they've been maintained. Now, if Teresa's still here, she could speak to this. Sometimes they don't work right. You know, there's those rollers under there and they're really not in pristine condition. So I would be a little nervous about that, you know, if it's too old. Just saying. I mean, if you can return it, but see, that's a hassle and they're heavy. You know, if you can go get one at a store, I don't know what shipping would cost, you know, maybe through Amazon if you have Prime, you know, where you're not getting charged for shipping because they're not lightweights, they're heavy. I don't know if I got it well enough. I don't think I did. I don't want to pull it all the way off. Hold on, I'm gonna run it through again. I didn't really pull it all the way out, so I think I'm good. I think I'm gonna be able to cut it okay. Just gonna add I'm going to flip it and I'm going to add a little shim. Yeah, the Vagabond and my original manual one, I had the Big Shot, and it was, to store it, it had to have its own shelf because the arms didn't fold up, or the bed or whatever you call it didn't fold up. And then a gal at that I knew at the co-op that I was in, somebody had gifted her this cuddle bug, and I think she used it twice, and she's like, you know, it's not for me. And she said, if you want it, it's yours. And I'm like, what? She said, I'm cleaning out my closet. I don't use it. If you want it, you can have it. And I'm like, what can I give you for it? She said, no, if you ever are not going to use it, pass it on to somebody else, you know, pay it forward. But so I was fortunate to get this little cuddle bug. And then I think I took my other one to Goodwill or whatever. I still don't think I got the insides. Poo. Well, I think I could probably fussy cut this one. But it is purty. It is purty. Where's my little scissors? Of course, I can get in here with a blade later. I can get in here with a blade. See if my little antlers are still there. See, because I have all the little, once you get your cutting tool in there, it comes out pretty easy because it's pretty much cut. It's just not releasing in certain spots. I don't want to break it. Let's see if I can give you an idea of how this looks. This is so fabulous. I'm telling you what, I'm going to be making some just so I can cut out stuff. I think I lost that one piece. Where's my pokey tool? Where's my pokey? Pokey, pokey, pokey. See if I can get enough out of this one side for you to see. And then after this, we're gonna go to another segment. So be thinking about this. Okay, Pam's back. Welcome back, Pam. Oh, people are still getting snow. We got a couple of flakes yesterday, but nothing. I would like to have one snow. Okay, after this, I'm just going to fuss with this a little bit. I was preparing for today's stream with prepared fabric that I had put down on a plastic mat and then put the glue on it and let it dry, because that's what Kari's. See, I'm breaking that. I broke it. I'm being too rough. But if I put more shims in, but see, you could see where this would be pretty, right? I could even just cut that off and use that wing. Like I'm working on a, I can use it for that. I'm working on a fairy journal, and I need some other stuff. And of course, I can't find my Timmy wings. I could use this. All right, so I was in mid-thought. I know, isn't it, Teresa? I think so too. I should probably try one of the other ones that's not this intricate. Let's see if we can get another one out. Kari's, what did I say her channel was? Kari's Mixed Media Art. I saw her make the fabric paper. She was the first one I watched. And Now I forget why I was saying that. Oh, she said she was going to paint and stamp on some of hers, right? Maybe if I turn it this way and then put an extra shim in there. Shimmy dimmies. So she let her first layer dry. Oh no, heating element in the dryers. Oh, see, I got too much of a shim in there. See, I don't have the strength in my arm. Some of you younger whippersnappers could probably crank that through. So I have 2 pieces of fabric that I put on my plastic surface and then put my glue on it because Kari let hers dry first before she put on any of her paper. So I've got 2 sheets of that prepared. So I thought, well, how about maybe we paint or stencil, or let's try a couple of things with that and see how that goes. So that's what we'll do next. Let's see. I have about, does anybody know, is Tanya coming on today? I don't know that I was any more successful with this here butterfly, but we shall see. If it comes out, it's going to be absolutely gorgeous. Just saying. Did Pam fix that dryer? Pam can do everything. Yeah, we had to replace ours a couple of years ago. And if you have a really old one, they're probably not energy efficient either. You could probably, of course I understand you have, magic hands. You got that right, Dawn. Okay, let's see. Yeah. Oh, it's much better if I pop it from the back. I'm telling you what, girls, if you have the ability to do this, this is so freaking cool. I'm just saying. This is so cool. I'm wondering, because I've got a couple of those Timmy 3D things, 3D embossing folders. I'm wondering how they would turn out. Okay, I don't know if I'm going to get this little stuff poked out. Kathy's getting out her die cuts right now. All right. Have a die cutting party. All right, so you can pretty much see this. So the thing of it is, so all of us, I think, you have a project from time to time where you say to yourself, oh, I just wish I had a piece of this or a piece of that color or something with this design on it. We're not funny. We're truthful, Pam. Helping your dad fix his truck. I mean, come on. Look, I lost this antler. Didn't even realize it. And Pam, not only are you able to do all that stuff, you do it like, okay, Ange. Oh, I'm sorry you didn't sleep well last night. I hope you enjoy your nap. You do everything like you're so laid back and calm. It makes you chuckle. Oh my gosh. I'll tell you what, I was chuckling when I seen those puppies running around your feet. I watched your thrift haul. I'm terrible at leaving messages. Well, I'm not always on my computer. I have a hard time on my phone. I'm a little challenged, as we've all come to know. All right, so here, look. Here's my piece of white paper. Okay, so he's missing an antler. I mean, an antennae. Cute, right? Cute. Okay, so now we're going to put this aside. So let's try on those other things I have now. I just need to clear a little space here. Just a little space. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit of space would be great. Just a little bit. My napkins are a mess. Just a little bit. I want a puppy. I want a puppy. And then Kathy said to me, okay, are you ready for this? Are you sitting down? Kathy said to me, are you going to go puppy shopping on Amazon? My husband said I can't have another puppy. You like the butterflies better than the bird? Yeah, the butterflies are cute. If I could get them to turn out. I got to really mash it. Well, I think that fabric I had was a little thicker than the other that I cut the birds out and stuff. So I might be a little more successful with the thinner stuff. Now, let me just pick up some of this jazzmatazz here. Ugh. And then we're going to experiment a little. With a little bit of luck, we'll have a successful experiment. All right, let's get this stuff out of the way. All right, say goodbye to the cover bug. See, it just folds up so nicely, and I can pop it on the shelf. Just be careful. If you have one of these, make sure the handle's in, because if you walk by, you can knock it off the shelf very easily. And you might wonder why I know that. Okay, let's put these back. Go there for now. All right. Now I was so prepared. And like I said, Kari, I would say Kari. Hey, there's Devin. Hi, Devin. Kari from Kari's Mixed Media Art. Oh, you got it? Oh, good. It took a little while. You're welcome. She did her initial step and then let it dry. And then she came back in and she glued down her different papers. And like I said, that's what I did on my samples, right? Which now I only have a little bit left. And I said, like I said, my glue was off, so it's a lot stiffer than I expected it to be. Now, this is still probably pretty stiff. Oh, this isn't as stiff. So maybe the fabric has something to do with it, because I'm pretty sure this was the same glue mixture. This is a real light cotton, lightweight cotton. So what I thought we'd do on here is maybe we could do some stenciling and such. Let's see. Oh. So now this has nothing else on it. This is just, oh my gosh, Pam. Hey, Julie Parker, hello. All right, so I've got a couple of my little makeup brushes here. See, I could sit and do this all day. They're just so soft and fluffy. So I've got some of these. I want to try my oxides on this. So this is fabric that has a coat of glue, watered down glue on it. Now let's see. Let's get some blue because the blue might pop a little bit here. So I've got some blueprint sketch, and I've got, let's see here. I have a blue lagoon or something. Mermaid lagoon. Let's get that. Then I've got two greens, and let's just grab the yellow for the center. We'll just see. We just want to see how this works. And I'm sure this would not, you're not going to be washing this stuff. You're going to be using this in art. So I'm not worried about it being light fast. I'm not worried about it lasting, through all eternity. I'm just like, we're having fun. All right. So, I don't have any. Oh, yeah, there are leaves here. All right. So let's start with the yellow. And I'm just going to do a couple flowers because I want to use this kind of as a, okay, Dawn's going to take a nap. Okay, enjoy. And I'm going to take a little bit of the yellow and see if I can get anything happening here. I'm just going to do two flowers, I think. All right, now my baby wipe is damp, and I'm going to use that to clean some of that yellow out. And then I'm going to take some of my napkin and kind of, it doesn't, I mean, they're not really wet. Now I'm going to do blue flowers. Thank you, Dawn. All right, so let's put that aside. And I'm going to start with the lighter. I think I'll put the lighter on the outside edge. Now I know this is supposed to be fabric paper, and we did that earlier. But this is just some of the paper. Now this flower I'm going to do opposite. I'm going to do the light around the center. And like I said, these are two that I had, 2 sheets of fabric. Actually, I have 3 of them that I had prepped. But then with the die cutting and all, to me, it's like that is like a game changer to cut some of this stuff up and use die cuts. And a couple of the girls mentioned, I think it was Dawn and Shannon, about a card making summit. All right, so now I'm going to try to blend this darker color into my edges. I think I have another blue would have worked a little better, but this is just we're experimenting. We're experimenting here. See, because if I go ahead and glue any paper on here, it's going to take hours for it to dry. So I'm just messing around with these surfaces that I had prepared, because really my finished product that I had earlier that I showed you really was kind of thick and stiff. Well, not so much thick, more stiff. So now this is, of course, stiff, but doesn't have any additional paper on it. It's just the fabric. So that looks kind of fun. Oh, you do want to see the cutter? Oh, sure, sure, sure. I wasn't sure if you and Randy or whoever was having a conversation. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll show you. I like that. I like that a lot. All right, so now I put a lot of my, let's get out a, oh, I didn't put them away. Let's try these. Let's try this stamp. This is, this brand stamp is called LeBlanc. Let me go get my junior to show Shannon, or I will forget again. I will forget. Okay, this guy can move over here. Now I don't have the plug on, so I can't get it to work right now because I've got the plug in a drawer. Let me just move this out of the way for the minute. Commercial. This is my Gemini Junior by Crafter's Companion. So it's really kind of 10.5 inches by, it's hard to say, maybe 8 or 9 inches. And that's the bed, that's the opening. So that's from the inside there. It's about a 6.5. Yeah, right there. It's the working space. You know, so there's no bed, you know, like the Vagabond. And that's the side of it. That's the side of it. No, not too bad. It is heavy, but it's not too bad. And then, you know, you got your on switch, you know, you plug it in, you have to turn it on. I think there's a switch back here too. And then you pass it through, and then there's a reverse. So you've got a forward and a reverse button. I don't know if all of them have that. So most dies fit in it. Yeah. And the plates really size-wise, I think, look just like the Big Shot size plates. But then, you know, and sometimes you have to run stuff through twice because it depends on paper and all that stuff too. But, you know, with it being electric, you're not cranking, and you can really cut out intricate things without too much difficulty, really. Oh, you're welcome. All right, so let's see. I'm going to get all this out. And let's see, because now I'm thinking to prepare fabric like this. Yes, you can put an embossing folder in it. Yeah. All right, let's see. What do we have? I'm going to use I have some stays on colors here that I don't usually use. Let's see what I have. Gothic purple. Maybe the Gothic purple. I think I just juiced this up. So we'll see how this, you know, if you want to stamp on fabric, you know, sometimes that's a bit fiddly because it's not stiff, it's flimsy. So if you do this, you know, it might work. Let's just see. Let's just check it out. Oh, what am I on time? 10 minutes. I don't know if anybody answered me about Tanya coming on. Maybe nobody knows. Nobody knows. the trouble I've seen. Ooh, birthday present, yes. Nobody knows. All right. I shared pics of my taking apart the dryer on my community tab. Okay, great. Thanks, Pam. Ow, who's Kathy calling? Am I not paying attention? All right, let's see. If I can now, I was telling Kathy that these stamps stamp very nicely, but I haven't used one in a long time. I don't know if this is going to be juicy enough. I know that ganache is very juicy. Let's try again. And then, of course, I think you could paint on this very nicely, too, because Kari did. Of course, I could juice this up more. I've got more of this ink. But I thought I just juiced this up. I'm going to go for it this time. You know, after you don't use a stamp for a while, sometimes it takes you. All right, honey. Always in the bedroom so he can't hear me. Okay, thanks, Kel. Okay. Just trying to give it a good press. It's probably not going to be perfect. I could probably press it this way too. Not too bad. That would look nice in front of a card on a journal page with some other stuff. What other stuff do we want to do? Now, this is just the fabric, no paper this time. Just the fabric glued down on this plastic surface. Kel said it was so funny last time. I kept saying that word, which is her name, ganache, and she kept running to the computer like I was calling her. She thought it was treat time. Poor little baby. I'd have given her a treat. So you could paint on this, I'm sure, because I painted on the other that I did earlier. Methinks. I just put, I was working on the fairy journals. So I put everything in this envelope, and I'm just wondering if I popped my stencils I was using in there. I can make something for my fairy journals. Hold on. Where's my... My husband went and saw Fiddler on the Roof yesterday at one of the local schools. So, of course, then I've had Fiddler on the Roof songs in my head all day. Oh, goodness. I guess I didn't pop the stencil in there. I'm looking for one stencil I pulled out in particular. Oh, there he is. I see him now. What if we like do a little photo montage? What if we do something like that? Let's put this. I just love this stencil. I have no idea what it's called. All right, so I'm going to take one of my bigger makeup brushes, and I'm going to take, I had out my sage green. All right, so I'm going to finish up with this. I'm going to fuss around with this a little bit, And then I need to get some lunch. And I have a feeling sunrise, sunset, sunrise, sunset. Riri. That's what I said. When he told my mom that we were that's what I started doing. If I were a rich man. Yeah, da, 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 da. And we were watching a movie last night, and it was a Jewish couple that was, or show or something. It was a Jewish couple getting married, and they smashed the glass, and my husband got laughing. He said, I haven't seen anybody do that anywhere for how many years? And I just saw Fiddler on the Roof and they did it. And now we're watching this and they did it. It was funny. Yeah, if I were a wealthy man. Woo! Thank you. Thank you very much for that. You do, Susan? Susan says she has a great big house with a big shady garden right in the middle of the town. Oh my goodness, that sounds beautiful. That sounds beautiful. All right, let's see. Let's get a little more. Let's get some of that. So I just can't help myself. Would it have one long staircase just going up? Oh, you'd have. I thought you meant you do have. Oh, well, yeah, well, yeah. Okay, I lost my little lid. I flipped my little lid. I don't want to put my elbow in it. There it is. Hold, please. I want to hold down the fort. All right, I need another little. Let's get a little of this in here, a little bit of that. Oh, it's part of the lyrics. Oh, girls, I gotcha. Not thinking about that right now. I probably don't know that. I only know a few of the most popular words. That looks better. That looks better. Okay. That looks kind of cute. All right, so then let's see if we can get one of these little. Yeah, I love the oxides. I really do love the oxides. All right, I don't know that I have at the ready a good size stamping block without digging into, let's see. Sometimes I surprise myself, but other times I don't. Oh, I keep forgetting I have this Timmy stamp. Oh, maybe I could use this. This Timmy stamp I got for Christmas. This is a good one too. All right, so I'm going to put my little, I have a little fairy girl I'm going to put on there. And I'm going to do her in this green. See if I can get a good stomp. Let's just see. You used to play it on the, oh, Ray, you used to play it on the piano? You don't play anymore? Oh, it's not like riding a bike. Oh yeah, that'll be good. Okay, let's get her in here. Let's see. Now this is the hard part. I don't want to take my bubble stamp off because I took lessons, but I didn't take much and I didn't want to practice. so I can read a few notes. I used to play it on the piano. I can't play worth a poop now. Put the address above. Don't be putting no addresses in here. Don't be putting in no addresses. All right. She looks like she's going to need some fairy dust. She's got a little, like she's sprinkling something there. I am so running out of room here. All right. So I have this. Where did I put these? These are some kind of a sea creaturey, you know, stuff that's in the water. But I like to use it as hang down stuff for like in foresty kind of situations. So I'm going to ink this up, see if I can get a decent stamp. Yeah, this be good. Or ink. I'm just making a little vignette that I can maybe rip out. Oh, this would be great if this would fit in the back cover of my one book I'm working on. It would be great. I don't know if it will. Okay. Can you all see that? Now I've got little mushrooms here too. Let's get a couple of those little mushrooms. The only thing is, you think it looks like she's blowing bubbles? I have these little things. Oh, I could put bubbles. Yeah, I have my little Lavinia stamp there. I see I put all these in a different spot last night. Let's see how this one looks like it's going to stamp okay. You should really have these on a block. I'm forever blowing bubbles. Tanya's going to be on. Okay, good. Okay, good. All right, let's get this little guy in here. Let's see. We'll put another little tall one in there. Too bad Angie's taking a nap. She could see all the little mushrooms. All right, let's see. Now this is a little, I have a little pod somewhere, which would be cute in this. What did I do with the pod? I had my desk such a mess yesterday, so I was quickly scooting everything into different places. All right, so I'm not going to use any more of that green, but I'm thinking about using a little bit of blue. Okay, so the address has been removed. All right, let's see. Oh, I didn't want to use the green. Dag nabbit. See, that quick, something. She's on. Okay, Tanya's on. I'm only going to be on for a few more minutes. I'm just going to add some bubbles. Bubbles. So, thanks for joining me today. It was fun. I'm going to be working on this some more. Okay, let's see. Let's see if we can get this little girl to look like she's holding a bubble. You just finished the sundress? Man, did you use that fabric in your live that you said you were going to use for the dress? I mean, you got a lot of that fabric. Hey, there's Carol. Hi, Carol. Let's have these bubbles going up to the flowers. I have other little bubbles that would probably look better, but all right, I think that's the end of that. So I'm anxious for now. I don't have them to show you because I took them out to the kitchen. I'm not going to take time to go grab the pages that we worked on earlier. Oh, I was going to put some of those circles in too, and I didn't. But this makes a cute little vignette. And of course, I can come around that, I think, with like a Sharpie marker. And that might just fit in the back of a little fairy journal that I'm doing for in the back. I used the back of a, oh, what's her name? You know, the lady that draws the fairies, Celie Mary Barker. So this one, I have two of them. One is bound like a regular journal, and the other one is this tab journal. So I used the covers of one of her original books. Well, it's not it's a reprint. It's not original. So I'm wondering if this little thing, oh, I think it's gonna fit. I can glue that right in there. Oh, that's great. That'll be great. Oh, and look, I've got that on the others. That's going to work. Okay. Woohoo. All right. Thanks for being here. I'll see you tomorrow evening around 5:30 Central. And enjoy the rest of your day. Tanya is on now. Murray will be on later this evening. And I don't know about PM Studio. I think they might come on about when I'm on, but they might still be on. Anyway, thanks for being here. I appreciate y'all so very much. And don't forget, take time to be creative and enjoy the journey. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.